I was looking at some of the passing charts from different quarterbacks in week 2, and I think it's interesting because you can see quarterbacks, some of the things they're comfortable with, what they like. You can see what the offense tends to do, what their tendencies are, just from looking at a passing chart. And so I thought I'd look through a few of these. And the first one's Matthew Stafford. I thought that Matthew Stafford's was interesting. You can see he's a seasoned veteran, comfortable passing it pretty much anywhere on the field. You can see him going pretty much everywhere, and seeing that he's not afraid of the middle of the field or the sides of the field, and that the offense runs pretty smoothly, that it'll attack and be pretty diverse on where they go in the field. And I was actually kind of surprised by Bryce Young. You can see that he's actually pretty comfortable in a lot of different areas of the field. He didn't push the ball too far down the field, but he did get past 20 yards on multiple attempts. And you can see that he's willing to take the middle of the field. He'll also go to the outsides more along the numbers as well. And he's not really afraid to let the ball rip in different areas. So honestly, kind of surprised by that. Also, Daniel Jones, he keeps everything within like 20 yards, but he is attempting all around the field. And maybe this is part of Shane Steichen's offense, and you can see that Daniel Jones has really grown as a passer because people didn't really think he was a great passer to begin with. But he's attempting in the areas that they probably want him to attempt in, running the offense pretty smoothly. And then you get to Jalen Hurts, who obviously against the Chiefs defense didn't do entirely well as far as passing the ball. Did what he needed to do to win the game. Totally fine. But you can see that there are a lot of passes that go within 10 yards. And maybe it's because the Chiefs send all sorts of different kinds of blitzes, and that's not what the offense was requiring of him that day. And you see one completion along the right side there. That was the 3rd and 10 to Devonta Smith. He really chucked it up, and Devonta Smith was able to track it backwards because he had Trent McDuffie beat, and McDuffie never got his head around. And so you see that he going to the right side of the field and then the left side of the field, within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, but not a ton in the middle of the field. I'm curious. I don't know if he does this every week, but it would be interesting to see him in future weeks. And then Michael Penix, I know it's his first season as the true starter for the Falcons, but you can see he is really avoiding the middle of the field. He's going left side and then more to the right side, and he's keeping it within 20 yards, mostly within 10 yards, just a few outside of that, only 21 pass attempts. And I know, look, the game didn't really require that of him. Bijan was running like crazy, so they didn't need a ton from him. I'm curious to see what this looks like in the coming weeks, but he really stuck to the sides and avoided the middle entirely. And then there's J.J. McCarthy. This kind of surprised me, but again, it is essentially his rookie season, but he like completely avoided the left side, only focusing on the right side. And it just feels like this means that he wasn't even really looking at the left side, to where like if I was a receiver and I was lined up on the left side, I wouldn't really anticipate that he's going to throw me the ball that play. That being said, his offensive line was terrible. He had a really long day in the pocket, had to constantly be running for his life. But I think this is something they'll probably work on throughout the season, because I did not expect his chart to look like this. They're going to try to get him more and more comfortable with the left side of the field, I'm sure, and going through his reads well and figuring out how to read the defense a little bit better. I think that that's all probably part of it, but this was shocking. It's just really interesting to look at different passers, what their comfort levels are and stuff. You can see just on where they're throwing the ball, those placements, how comfortable they are in their offense, how comfortable they are as a passer, how comfortable they are making different reads. You can also see, like, especially at this, how good the O-line was at protecting them, right? Because he probably didn't have a ton of time to throw like the entire day. You could see that the Falcons D-line was going crazy all game. But yeah, I find this stuff interesting.